So Pac-Man 99 follows in the footsteps of Tetris 99 and Super Mario Brothers 35 as a battle royale Pac-Man game. So I got a little bit of chance to play with it. I know these guys also did as well. So I'd love to just hear your thoughts about your little bit of experience. Maybe this is something we'll revisit in the future after we get a little more time with the game as well. It is free. Just from the very beginning, let you guys know it's free if you're a Nintendo Online subscriber. So if you're already a subscriber, like there's no more money out of your pocket unless you do want to get the DLC, the different packs and stuff that are out there to unlock different modes and also different visual changes, themes and stuff like that that they have in the game. But yeah, you're basically competing against 98, I guess, other people playing Pac-Man. So I'd love to get your guys' thoughts before I share my own. Greg, what'd you think of Pac-Man 99?
Definitely much different than what I was initially thinking, because I feel like a lot of the emphasis on like Tetris 99 and on Mario Brothers 35 is you're really sending a lot of stuff over to other players. I played like two or three matches, and I feel like I didn't really get anything sent my way. So I don't know if I just wasn't being targeted or what's going on. I mean, I saw like some of those black and white Pac-Mans, and all they did was kind of slow me down. They didn't like hurt me or kill me. And I also picked up some of those ghost icons, and it just made a bunch more ghosts like chasing after the other ones, and it made more of them to eat after I had like a power pellet. But like, so I was kind of confused at how you were really sending stuff to other players, because it didn't really seem to fit those same lines as like Tetris, where you get a Tetris, you send a block of four to some other player, or Mario 35, you stop on a Goomba, and that Goomba literally goes to the other player's screen. So
Right.
that's why I was kind of confused on how this kind of works. So maybe I still need some more matches to get used to it, but I wasn't really quite sure what's going on. I mean, I'm not the biggest Pac-Man player fan either, so I would kind of prefer like Mario 35 over this, unfortunately. So um, I don't know how much more time I'll be spending with it, but from what I played, it just seemed like it was just a standard game of Pac-Man, and we're just trying to see if we can get to beat the levels faster than other players. I guess I don't really know a whole lot what's really going on.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely can sense the confusion as well a little bit, like what exactly is happening during this game, and as I think Retrovision said earlier, a screen of craziness. That's that's very much what I felt when I played the game as well. Barry, what do you think of Pac-Man 99?
Yeah, I'm gonna actually echo with Greg. I didn't get as many matches in, but I did notice that too. It felt like, am I sending things over? Are people sending things over? I'm not sure how it's working, and I did not do the greatest. It's been a long time since I played the original Pac-Man, but I'm interested in probably delving in a little more. But it's also one of those where that's not exactly a high priority. I'm with Greg. I kind of prefer Mario 35 over this, but I'm sure Namco said like, "Hey, uh, we kind of want our take on this as well." So I'm interested to see what happens. I'm kind of expecting a physical to come out for this, because it's like $30 for everything. You get the bundle, you get the there's the single player stuff, and then there's all the different costumes and Namco love. So it wouldn't surprise me if they did some kind of physical as well. But I mean, if you are diehard Pac-Man, I mean, you can't go wrong. Again, like Steve said, it's free.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's really. I mean, it's Pac-Man. So if you like Pac-Man, and if you like, especially, it's kind of is this hybrid. I think, as I talked about the last podcast too, it kind of looks like this hybrid between the original Pac-Man, Pac-Man Championship Edition, and Tetris 99. Like kind of like this monster of all three of them, and yeah, it's just chaotic, and it is a little confusing to know what you're doing at what time, and what actually, like, it seems like I thought the ghost or the Pac-Man that you send to other players were going to do harm, but it really just slows them down. So it's really just creating chaos on other people's screens in order to eventually cause them to die normally, is what I've picked up so far. Unless I haven't stayed in the game long enough, because I think that the highest I've done is like 35th place. So maybe you actually do send more stuff later, but it basically just seems like you're making the screen more and more chaotic for other people the better you do and the longer you stay in. And if you can avoid all the chaos, you can stay in and actually win the whole thing. So yeah, Retrovision says like Pac-Man game you'd find at Dave & Buster's, but a home version. Yeah, it kind of is like that as well. Like if you've played Pac-Man at Dave & Buster's, you're playing all against each other. Actually, that is actually more fun for me. If we were all on the same screen and like somehow competing against each other, that's a little more fun. I do need to ask, did you guys play with the Pro Controller, number one, and did you change the controls at all?
I didn't change the controls because I didn't know about it until after, and I haven't gone back to change it. But I did use the D-pad, and it wasn't exactly the best.
Yeah, that was rough. Greg, did you have the same experience?
Unfortunately, I actually did play it in handheld, but I was like, why is the joystick working? I'm hitting down, he's not going down. What's going on?
Yeah.
And then I was like, is it these random buttons that are sometimes B, Y, X thing right below it on the left Joy-Con?
Right.
Hey, that makes Pac-Man actually move. All right.
Yeah. I don't know why they automatically disable the left analog stick for movement. It doesn't quite make sense. Like I could understand in Super Mario 35 maybe, because hey, that's a 2D platformer, whatever. But like, or maybe even in Tetris 99. But like Pac-Man was built with a joystick in mind. Like, like that's an analog stick. Why would they disable that at the first? So if you're playing this game and you have been frustrated by the pitiful control pad that's on the Pro Controller, go in and change it to the analog stick, and you'll probably have a little better experience with this game. At least, in my opinion, I think you will. It's still chaotic and all that stuff, but I think it's easier to control with the analog stick instead. But,
yeah, my experience kind of reminded me of like am I playing this on PlayStation right now? It's like,
right. Yeah.
Not a D-pad, but it is a D-pad. That's how the Joy-Con doesn't actually have a D-pad on it.
Right. Yeah. What do you guys think? Would you actually recommend this if it wasn't free, I guess? Can I place that kind of qualifier on it? If it wasn't free, would you still recommend this game? Greg, what do you think?
Well, I guess it's not entirely free, because if you're buying DLC, which is a bunch of other additional content, I mean, I know Tetris 99 had that paid DLC as well, and Mario 35 didn't have any sort of DLC. I mean, I guess it just depends on how much you like Pac-Man. If you really absolutely love Pac-Man, then this is obviously a game for you, no matter what the price. I mean, you're probably going to be wanting to play it a lot, and as long as you like those Battle Royale type settings for like Tetris 99 or Mario 35, then you kind of know what you're getting into. It just kind of creates a lot of chaos and havoc, and you have to prove that you're one of the better Pac-Man players in those kind of situations. If you're not huge into Pac-Man, which kind of sounds like the three of us aren't, then the free version is probably just good enough, but it's probably not going to hold your attention forever, and you're probably not going to buy the DLC either. So I guess in a nutshell, it depends on your love for Pac-Man.
Yeah. I think it's funny you said that, Greg, about like it sounds like the rest of us aren't. I actually really do enjoy Pac-Man, and I thought I was pretty good until I played this game. And then I realized I was like, man, I made it really far because I wasn't paying attention. Because it's hard to pay attention to what else is going on the sides and everybody else, because it's so chaotic on your screen. And so I thought I made it really far, and then all of a sudden I was like, oh wait, there's a ton of people still in. I only got 35th place. So it kind of put me in my place. I thought I was doing really well, but apparently not so much. Barry, what do you think? Is it beyond like being free? Like, would you recommend it?
I mean, if it wasn't free, then I'm assuming it would be the $30 bundle with everything, and that would really depend on how much you really like Pac-Man. And like you, Steve, I enjoy Pac-Man. I grew up with it, and I thought I was pretty good at it too. But it's been probably 20, 30 something years since I played the original, and the last one I did was the Champion Edition on the Xbox Live Arcade, and even that was over a decade ago now or so, or it feels that way at least. So it's
Yeah, it
like
probably was actually.
probably was, yeah. So it's one of those things where if you really like Pac-Man, it looks like craziness. You love that crazy and that chaotic kind of gameplay. Then yes, I do recommend it. If it was only pay. Otherwise, I would say no. Since it is free, I do recommend everybody at least give it a try because you never know. You could wind up loving it or hating it, and all you lose is a little bit of time.
So that's Pac-Man 99. Let us know what you guys think in the chat, live chat, but also in the comments as well. And we'd love to hear what you think and what your time with Pac-Man 99 has been all about.